Hello everyone, so today we'll be going over 10 underrated mods, Fabric version 1.16. Now the first 8 mods will be for 1.16.3 and below, and the last 2 mods will only be for 1.16.1. So without further ado, let's get started on this video. Alright, so the first mod that we have is Mobs Attempt Parkour. As the name suggests, this mod lets mobs jump over obstacles or gaps to get to their targets. For me personally, I really like mods that lets mobs interact with blocks, jump over stuff, basically enhancing the vanilla mobs that lets them interact with the environment a lot more than usual. It's quite a simple mod, but as I know the pathfinding is a really hard thing to code, so props for that for the mod creator. Alright, so the next mod we have is Nice to Have. This mod adds a bunch of items or features into the game that are just, well, nice to have. So firstly, we have the gold button. This is a button that emits 1 tick of signal. This is really useful if you only want to emit a short signal for stuff. This mod also lets dispenser dispense seeds and saplings so that they can plant it. Wrenches and dynamites are also added into this game. The chain link is supposed to be a craftable source for the chain armor, but for now, even with roughly enough items, I don't seem to be able to use this, so maybe a bug. So the dynamite is just a throwable TNT that has a smaller blast radius. It's quite handy, and also it doesn't have any recipes for now. I think they are working on that. And the wrench is a very simple tool that lets you rotate blocks like this. So yeah, quite a simple mod, but I really like mods like this that add simple features into this game that other mods or vanilla experiences just not covering. Alright, so the next mod we have is Waystone. This is a fabric version of Waystone. It basically performs the same function as the other Waystone, and the crafting recipe is quite simple too, so yeah, quite a handy mod that lets you teleport from place to place. So the next mod we have is Backslot. This mod basically allows you to hold multiple weapons at once and draw them out when you want to. So you can put your bow and trident stuff like this in the back slot, and you can hold your swords, tools like this in your belt slots here. To quickly draw out your back slot, all you have to do is press G and you'll be able to obtain your stuff from the back slot. And to pull out your sword or tools in your belt slot, all you have to do is press Shift and G at the same time. To put it back to your belt slot, press Shift and G again. Alright, so the next mod that we have is Eat Me and Drink Me. This mod is inspired by Alex in the Wonderland. Basically, you can eat this to become bigger, and if you drink this, you become smaller. Now for this, it doesn't sound too interesting, because the mobs actually interact with you the same way. Even if you're small, the skeletons can shoot you with pinpoint accuracy, even if you're just half a block of size. And even if you're big, they can still hit you from the ground, so I don't think it's very useful. But the cool thing about this is you can use it on mobs. So you can use it on maybe pigs, and you can just have a giant pig or another very small pig. Now these items can be obtained from trading with piglins, so yeah, have fun playing with this. Alright, so the next mod we have is Rideable Ender Pearls. So usually when you throw Ender Pearls, you throw and you fall down and you take some fall damage. But with the Rideable Ender Pearl, which can be crafted like so, again, you only use 8 Ender Pearls, but you can use it for 24 times, so I really recommend crafting this if you have this mod on. So if you throw the Rideable Ender Pearl, you will be riding it along the journey, and you can dismount it anytime you like. So I will show you how it looks like first. I really like how they're having the riding animations, and if you don't want to do it, you can just nope out of it. And even when the Ender Pearl lands, you don't get teleported there. So yeah, I really like mod like this that actually lets you do stuff with the vanilla items or interact with them in a very different way. So the next mod we have is Better Barrels mod. Now this mod adds a new barrel into the game, which looks quite different from the vanilla one. So I don't think you'll get mixed up with it, but I really hope that they will actually override it and remove the old one when they add this mod in. For me, I think this is a better version of this barrel. So you can craft it by crafting it like so, quite a simple recipe. And the thing I really like about this mod is that it's not overpowered. You still need a shulker's box if you really want more storage space. So it's like a more beginner friendly barrel or storage item. So what you do is you put items inside and You just break it and you can bring it around in your journey. And even list the stuff inside, so it's really good. One thing that's worth mentioning is that you can only stack one in one inventory slot. So you cannot have like 64 of them in one slot. So yeah, I think it's quite a balanced mod and I really enjoy this one. Okay, so the last mod on the 1.16.3 list is the Fallfest 2020. This mod adds one creature into the game called the Ghost. Now the ghosts will follow you at night around, and in daytime they'll just wander around. You can see that wherever they go, they will leave this kind of leaves. It looks really good, and basically they will ask you for something to eat. Depending on the thing you give them, they will give you different effects. For example, when you give them cookies, they are not happy. And you can only give them food every 3 minutes, I think. If you do, then they will not let you. And it applies globally, which means you cannot trick or treat with this mob and then go to this one for another trick or treat. You need to wait for the cooldown. So maybe I'll wait for the cooldown and show you guys what they will give you with another food. Alright, so I waited 3 minutes and let's see what they will give me for steak. Not bad. So yeah, this is quite an awesome mod that is designed for Halloween. The only complaint I have on this mod is that they spawn quite frequently in Plains biome. So if they can tune down the spawn rate, it would be great. And also, I don't want them spawning around in daytime, it's quite strange. But overall, it's a really cool mod that fits into the Halloween theme perfectly. Alright, so the next mod we have is Crimson Moon. So Crimson Moon is basically Blood Moon in Fabric. The problem I have with this mod is that I cannot use shader with it. Whenever I do, it gives me this weird dirt texture, so I disabled shaders here. So as you can see, whenever Crimson Moon is on, which by default it's every 20 days, then there will be one. Then the mobs will spawn a lot more frequently and they will spawn a lot closer to you. And also, when you are in Crimson Moon, you will not be able to sleep. So yeah, it will be a challenge when you use this mod. Alright, so the last mod we have is Nether EU, which is Nether Extra Update. Now this mod is available for Fabric and Forge also. This mod basically adds a bunch of items, armors, and mobs into the game without changing the game. So I guess I'll start by explaining the mobs first. So there are 3 new variants of mobs. These are just variants of Blaze, and when they die they will drop something called the Magmaze Rod. Now you can use this to craft the Magmaze powder, which can be used to craft ingots, and then you can craft the armor here. And for this one, so when it dies it will drop the rod. Again, you use this to craft something like this, and then you can craft armor like this. Now for the Solen, it's quite interesting because mostly they don't drop anything. But on the off chance that they do drop something, it will be the totem of Bigland souls. Now you can right click on this and then gain all these extra effects like this. It's really overpowered and it's really strong, so yeah, I think it's worth getting it. So for these items, they don't really have special effects, I think. But the interesting fact is that the Magmite sword or the Magmite stuff are actually a little bit better than diamond stuff. So yeah, quite an awesome mod that adds some variance into the Nether update. Alright, so that's the end of the video. If you guys like this video, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I usually make mod reviews or underrated mod list every week, so stay tuned. And also, we recently hit 200 subscribers, which is quite insane for me. So thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.